What's an everyday item that has a hidden feature most people don't know about? Story 1. Hearing aids, believe it or not, are also used as an aid to distract your brain from tinnitus or other very annoying audio intrusions. Story 2. Rubbing alcohol can clean the inside of your car windshield. Ever notice how the inside is kind of smeary? It's from off-gases from the plastic from the dashboard. Just put some alcohol on a paper towel, wipe the glass well, and then get a clean paper towel or microfiber, spray glass cleaner, dry all, and you will have the shiniest window. Story 3. If you get an email in Outlook and you don't want to deal with it right then but also don't want to forget it altogether, right-click or select the 3 dots on the email and select snooze. Pick when you want the message to reappear, later that day, the next morning, etc., and it will be delivered at the top of your inbox at that time. Story 4. On CD players, when you hold rewind, you can go into negative seconds on an applicable track. Some albums use the negative seconds on a CD to put an in-between opening to a song so that when you skip to the song, you also skip the opening. More interesting is an example like Reliant K's album. If you hold rewind on the very first track long enough and let go, you will hear the album's hidden track, which is also the album's title track at that. It's mostly an instrumental with humming, but it's good and interesting and sadly a great novel way of hiding hidden tracks that quickly is disappearing with the masses move to digital. Edit. Just wanted to thank you all for showing me so many other albums that did this. It's crazy how many of them did, yet I only really knew about a few. Like, even knowing about this little secret didn't make it something I regularly checked for simply because of how obscure and rare I already knew it to be. Story 5. Every time I dig into the settings of my phone, Samsung Galaxy, I find a bunch of features that aren't default on, but are actually useful. Like when taking a selfie, rather than awkwardly trying to hit the shutter button, you can just show the camera your palm and it starts a photo countdown. Story 6. Roku makes a smartphone app that has a remote function, complete with a keyboard so you don't have to arrow to each letter and type ridiculously slow. And if you have multiple Rokus in your house, it will know the difference between all of them, and you can select which one you want to control. I believe it's over Wi-Fi, not the regular frequency the remotes use. Story 7. Pressing Enter. Before swiping your debit credit card at the gas station will take you to the prepaid screen so you can enter the amount manually you want to put. Edit. I guess it only works in US or non-prepaid stations. Edit #2, insert tap. I forgot that swiping isn't a thing anymore. Story 8. Most smartphones have a lockout sequence of button presses that disables your biometrics in the phone. This forces the user to type in the password to unlock it. Handy tip if you are ever pulled over or arrested, as the courts have ruled that it takes a warrant to force you to unlock your phone via biometrics, and they can't force you to provide your passcode. Story 9. Bungee cord. For anyone that's ever been in or may ever be in a wheelchair, I learned to use bungee cord to continue the task of grocery shopping independently. Grocery basket. Step 1. Place grocery basket atop feet or lap. Step 2. Hook one end of bungee cord to the frame of your wheelchair. Pull bungee cord tightly across or around basket, depending on whether on your feet or in your lap, and hook other end of bungee cord to other side of your wheelchair frame. Shopping cart. Step 1. Hook one end of bungee cord to frame of your wheelchair. Step 2. Snake feed bungee cord through slits of shopping cart. That is in the vicinity of where toddler baby feet would hang if you had an infant or toddler in the cart. Step 3. Hook other end of bungee cord to other side of your wheelchair. Step 4. Optional. Hook your feet under the cart. That is where you might ordinarily put a case of milk or water or drinks. Use feet/knees to steer cart so you can still push yourself in your wheelchair. Voila, you're welcome. Story 10. Measuring tapes. The metal clip at the end moves 1/8 inches to account for the thickness of the end clip in both the push and pull motions. The hole at the end is for placing on the edge of a nail to get measurements from odd spots. The red numbers are all 16 inches apart to help you measure standard stud bay distances. The little black diamonds are every 19 3/16 inches, so you can evenly mark and break down a standard 8 sheet of stock into 5 equal parts. If you need to get a quick half of a hole measurement, lock the tape at the hole measurement and fold the end of the tape to touch the body of the tape. Your half mark is right there at the inside bend. Can also be used for lazy subtraction or addition of measurements. Story 11. A lot of people don't understand the broil function of an oven. The reason the door can be left propped open several inches * is for use with the broiler. It's the flame or heating element coming from the top. The door props open because the heat should spill out as you are cooking with radiant heat rather than convection like with baking, roasting, and can be used for all sorts of things. As a simple example, you can seriously impress your friends with a killer plate of nachos when they come over to watch the game, and they are easy as hell to make. *edit. This can be different for some ovens as there can be a broiling drawer under the oven so that the oven only needs one burner for the oven when it's built, or it can have a vent that exhausts the heat out of the oven, leaving the radiant heat as the mode of cooking. Story 12. I live in Colorado. Did you know? In the winter, a household broom can reach the top of your car and knock the snow off before you drive it. Windshield wipers can even remove snow from the windows, not just rain. Story 13. In the U.S., interstate highways going east to west are even numbered, and the further south you are, the lower the number. Interstate highways going north to south are odd, and the further west you are, the lower the number. Interstate highways that are 3 digits go around a city instead of through it. Story 14. The opening of a Tic Tac container has a little Tic Tac-shaped depression. This is there to facilitate the way you're actually supposed to dispense Tic Tacs, which is to flip the container upside down and open the lid, which will now dispense a single Tic Tac nestled in its little cubby hole. Story 15. Many microwaves have a secret silent mode. The most common methods to activate it are holding either 0, 1, or 2 for about 5 seconds. If none of these work, try holding start or cancel for 5 seconds. Otherwise, search for your microwave brand and include the word mute. Story 16. On left exits in America, the exit number is on the left-hand side of the sign. Also, your rubber spatula will fit 100% into a can of tomato paste. Also, you can snap off the bottom of your asparagus instead of cutting it with a knife. It will naturally break at the right spot, and it's way faster. Also, if you hold an object, like a ruler, resting on the index finger of each hand, and then you slide your fingers towards each other until they touch each other, you will have found the center of gravity of that object. In the case of a nice straight ruler, it's also the physical center of the object. Edit. Also, you can make brownies in your cupcake tin. Boom, all edges. Story 17. If you find the child-safe function on the cap of a prescription medicine bottle annoying, and you don't have kids you need to protect, a lot of the tops are designed to be used upside down as well, as normal, easy-to-open screw tops. Story 18. When you get prescriptions, included in that big wad of paper stapled to the bag are stickers you can use to put on alternate storage containers, like if you put your pills in those weekly boxes or keep a stash of something in your purse. It is illegal to carry unlabeled pills, at least some of them, not sure of exact laws. I know for sure they are on CVS, and IIRC, Walmart, and Sam's have stickers too, but it has been a while since I have gotten non-CVS. Story 19. A lot of underground parking garages that have automated payment systems, you can just drive out without paying. Drive past the payment terminal and get close to the door, like within a foot, and the door will open letting you out without paying. Went to university for 4 years and never paid for parking even once. As always, your mileage may vary, but try it. Story 20-90% isopropyl alcohol is great for cleaning vulcanized sidewall rubber on Vans and Converse-style shoes. Also for getting sticky label residue off CD/DVD cases. But be careful, it may take color off certain things. Test in a small spot first. Also good for cleaning tape deck, VCR heads, and CD/DVD laser lenses. Story 21 iPhones have a built-in white noise machine. Instead of using YouTube or Spotify or something, just go to Settings, Accessibility, Audio, Visual, Background Sounds. It doesn't use your data or Wi-Fi. I use it every night to sleep. Story 22. The original Prince of Persia was made on double silvered discs, and they didn't have any data to put on the other side. Instead of doing what every other program did in this situation, either put the same image on both sides, or else make it so the backside runs a pop-up telling you to flip the disc. They put the game on both sides, but on one side the graphics are upside down. Story 23. Just realized today by chance I can hit the lock button 5 times to turn off my iPhone instead of holding it down. Been holding that fucker down for years. Added bonus, after you do this, you need to enter passcode if you don't power off. Edit. Apparently this automatically calls 911 with an Android. I hope you actually have to slide it to make the SOS call with the iPhone. Story 24 Xbox lets you record up to 10-minute clips at a time, and a diligent content creator can use the feature to build small-scale content. I also think this is advice a boomer would give to this question, but pull the bottom tray out from your microwave asterisk and scrub it. It is removable. It's not a hack. It is a feature. Please just scrub that tray, man. Edit. Toaster oven, not microwave. Your microwave needs the circular dish scrubbed, but not the bottom tray. It's good practice to disinfect that bi-monthly IMO, but I'm not educated on that. If you cook with it, please fucking clean it. Story 25. Took me way too long in life to realize that on upright vacuum cleaners where the cord wraps around a top and bottom cleat when not in use, the top cleat flips down so that you can just pull the entire coil off at once when you start using it, as opposed to manually unwinding the cord a loop at a time. Story 26. Your city's iBury card likely has access to thousands of free audiobooks and ebooks by connecting it to an app called Libby. Some popular books have wait lists, but some titles you can borrow right away. Truly a game changer if you're into reading and trying not to spend big bucks on books. Story 27. Oven doors come off. In the US at least. They're a little annoying to put back on sometimes, so you may need a second person around, but cleaning is a million times easier. You can also unscrew them to clean the glass if you're feeling really motivated. Story 28. On iPhone, you can lower your white point to reduce brightness even beyond the lowest brightness. You can also set up a shortcut to the power button or tapping the back of your phone or something to do that quickly. A lot of other functions you can put on this too. I have mine set lower 89% when I do it. Another shortcut I put there is voice control for when I'm reading or whatever and want to turn the page hands-free. Also, tap the screen with 3 fingers to undo something like if you accidentally delete a bunch of text. Story 29. Hello! If you're just coming into this thread where we don't need any more of the following. Turn signal jokes. That you can move your phone's text cursor by pressing and holding the spacebar and then dragging your finger. That you can tell which side your car's gas cap is on by the little arrow on your fuel gauge. That you can press in tabs on the end of tin foil boxes to hold the roll in place. That those little paper cups for ketchup in restaurants can be pulled open into little dishes. Story 30. On Windows, you can open your clipboard with Win+V and activate clipboard history. Then you can keep anything you copy on the clipboard indefinitely. So if you regularly have to type the same thing, just pin it to the clipboard, Win+V, and paste. I have my email address and a paragraph of text I frequently have to include in work emails in mine. Story 31. The crumb catcher on toasters. Hold up your toaster and look at the bottom of it. You'll see a metal plate in the middle. You'll also see a little tab to release the crumb catcher plate to empty the crumbs from your toaster. Wipe it clean, and boom, no more burnt smells next time you use your toaster. Story 32. Those white Apple earphones that come bundled with an iPhone can double as a remote shutter button for the iPhone camera. With the additional length of the earbud cable, you can end up taking better group pictures, better selfies, and even better low-light photos because it can dramatically reduce camera shake. How? With the earbud headphones connected to the iPhone, Launch Camera app. Click the ++ volume up button on the earphone controls to snap a photo. Story 33. Well, IDK if I should share this, but I'm going to. I also want to make a disclaimer. Only use this when you are the only vehicle at a red light, like at nighttime or something. I'm sure many of us have stopped at a red light and there's no traffic, and we are just stuck. We could run the red light, but there's always a chance we could get in trouble. Plus, we should follow the rules. Doing a long flashing of your high beams can change the red light to green instantly in most traffic lights. I worked at a hospital for a little bit. I was stuck at a red light in front of the hospital, turned green, drove in, and the guy who drives the ambulance was behind me. Told me about this trick so I don't get stuck there anymore. In most cities, many, if not all, traffic lights use this trick for the ambulances. It's kind of a secret, but it does work. Story 34. The aisle armrest of an airplane seat is usually locked in place. Some seats have a little lever on the bottom side that unlocks them, allowing you to raise it. Really convenient if you want to put your shoes back on, for example. Also, phone cameras can see infrared light. If a remote is not working, open the camera, aim the remote at the lens, and push a button. If you can see the light flashing, it means the remote is working and not out of batteries, so the issue has to be something else.